and the broken heart sludge. Fix it or leave it, this place don't cheat it. Rusty Wrench Garage.
Good morning, this is Doug from Rusted Wrench Garage. Just as we promised, we're going to put time-serts in this motor. So, let me show you what we got going here so far. Louisiana Steve's supposed to be showing up, but you can see, hey, there's nobody here, just me. He's probably still sleeping. Okay, so we've already got one in here and one in here. I've got one in there. We're going to do the rest of them. As you can see, I've got this all covered up because I don't want to get metal shavings in anything. I had an old pan. I stuck that on there. We'll keep the metal shavings out of there. I had a bag hooked up to it here, so we should be safe. Here's our time-serts that we're going to stick in there. So, and we got this cool little thing. So, we'll get started. Looks like Louisiana Steve, I think he just pulled up. Let's see. He's, yeah, see, he sleeps all morning. And then he sits out in his car and eats the rest of the day. So, but when we can get him in here, we'll get this thing started. Alright, so Louisiana Steve finally showed up. He's behind the camera because people gripe about I shake too much. So we're going to see if he can shake. Alright, so here you can see I covered my whole head here because I don't want to get metal shavings in there. But we've already did this one. And we've done this one. We're going to put a little check so we don't drill them again. And that one. So that way we don't do that. But we're going to do all the rest. Why do you say? Because like I said, this block is like 50 years old. And you know, water gets all up in here and it's kind of distorting my threads. I don't want to put it all back together with, because the head gaskets we use are expensive. And pull another one, I don't worry about it. So we're going to put these, if we get Steve come over here, we're going to put these time-serts in it. If you don't know what a time-sert is, you can buy it in this kit. And it's just like a solid piece. And we're going to put that in. You're going to see it. But we'll cut threads in there. We'll chamfer the hole, countersink it for some of you guys. Put it in there. Or we could go with helicoils. Now, as you can see, not to start an argument, but see how this is solid? See, I like that. And we'll put Loctite around there and that'll help seal. Well, when you get these, if you look at this, see, it's like a spring. Remember the slinky when you was a kid? And as you tighten them threads, that's going to expand a little bit. And I don't think you could get a good seal. There's a chance you could get water back up through there. So we're going to take these, throw them away. So tell me what you guys like. Do you like the time-sert? Do you like the helicoil? It's up to you. Use what you want. We're going to use this. So first what we did is Steve brought this big wackerdoodle. He can tell you what the real name is.
Mag drill.
Mag drill. It doesn't mean it's a mag wheel. Mag drill. So anyhow, you set that on there and you click this. There's a button here. And it actually sucks itself to it. It's a magnet. Look at that. So it stays still. That way we're sure we get a straight drill. Because if we did one and it might have got a little cockeyed. And we may or may not have to bend the stud a little bit to get the head on there. But it helped. So anyhow, that's what we're going to do. So,
Why'd you turn it off? Turn it back on. Turn it back on.
We're going to get this thing ready and set up, and then we'll get the camera back on there and show you what's up.
We're going to show them how we're going to set it up.
How we're going to set it up.
Right. So we'll run a tap in there, and we'll show them how to center it up so it's directly over the hole. And then once it's directly over the hole, you never turn the magnet off. So every step will be perfectly centered on the hole and straight up and down.
Well, perfect for who it's for.
Perfectly straight up and down.
Perfectly? Are you in print for sure?
I am.
I've seen that on a commercial.
I am.
All right, let's get started
sure.
instead of arguing here. Okay, what are we going to do? Well, we got to, I don't know what we got to do. We got to
run a tap in one of the holes.
Well, you know, first I got to find my glasses. Okay. So we got this tap here. Tappy tap. Let me clean it. We're going to clean it. You want to keep your stuff clean.
Hold on a second. That's not the right tap, is it?
Well,
hold on a second.
No, it's this one.
There you go.
Make sure you use the right tap.
You're moving so fast, so trying to...
I'm a shaker and a mover. Okay, so we're going to run this down in there. And the reason we're doing this is, we'll show you, because we want to make sure that we get everything lined up straight, because we don't want a cockeyed hole. Okay, so I got that tap run down in there.
It started, so it's centered.
See? There we go. Now what we can do is we'll take this.
You gonna use that, or you gonna use a drill?
Well, I'm gonna get it up here. Yeah. Steve made this, and we decided not to use it. Not for this, but
Hey,
we
you
will
keep
use it.
turning the magnet off. You're gonna eat that one day. It's gonna fall on your foot.
You must have been feeling good yesterday when you tightened that up. Okay, so we got a little drill bit, and we're gonna stick it in here. Like so. Okay, tighten it down.
Now, hold on. See, in the top of the tap, you have a hole.
It's got a hole.
And you're gonna line this drill bit with the top of this hole and turn the magnet back on. After that is lined up, you'll never move the drill again. So Doug is fixing to,
unless you drop it,
position this.
And we want to get that in the hole. In the hole. Hang on. We're gonna get it in the hole. And watch it. You don't want to bend the drill bit. You want to get it where it's just lined up. Kick your magnet on. Steve's kicking the magnet on. Let's check it again. See, now we're off a little bit, so that's okay. That's all right. We'll just give her a little bumpy bump. Well,
Little bumpy
that was a
bump.
little more than a little. Let me turn the magnet on. Okay. I'm happy with that. You
Yep,
happy with
looks
that?
pretty darn good to me.
Okay, so now that drill's positioned, so you don't need to mess with that no more. So let's get our tap back out of the hole. Huh?
And this is just so you're directly centered. You don't have to worry about drilling a hole and then realizing, hey, you were off a little bit, and now your head gaskets don't slide on or your heads don't slide on.
Like we did the last one.
Yeah, we made a little boo-boo. It was leaning a little bit.
All right, so we're gonna put. Well, we got to get that drill bit
say.
out of there first. That's the thing about a drill. You can't put two bits in at the same time. That'd be dueling drills, wouldn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And this mag drill, I think it was like $200 on Amazon. The mag drills we use at work, you know, we're millwrights, we do machining and stuff. They're over $1,000. So this really was a test to see how well this was going to work, and we're fixing to find out.
We're gonna find out. Here we go. We're gonna fire it up.
And it's got variable speed.
It's the green button.
Turn it up faster. Yeah, I'll go a little faster. That should be good.
Now we can drill.
Hold on.
And we're going to go all the way through the hole.
But remember, it's a drill, not a push. You don't have to force it through there, just let it ease. So if you see him gritting his teeth, that's how hard he's pushing. Doesn't need to push that hard. Nice, smooth. There you go. Come back up. You don't have to drill into the cylinder.
Get more compression.
Or decompression.
Okay, so there's the hole.
Boy, if you had a shop vac, you could suck that out of him.
Or I can just blow it on you. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a hole.
And it's a pretty hole. appreciate you blowing that all in my face.
I'm here to serve. Okay, now we're going to pull that out. Get that out of there. Because, like I said, we got to kind of recess that hole a little bit so it comes with a tool. Here it is, see? This all comes in a kit, guys. I mean, it's not the cheapest, but it's cheaper than a new block. But anyhow, so this will cut and reset, and you can only go so far. It'll stop itself, so you don't have to worry about that.
I'd slide that up as far as it'll slide up.
Okay.
All you're doing is countersinking it. He's just going to have a...
We're firing up. Firing up.
Fired up.
Fired up. Okay, let's blow it off and look at it. What do you think? Isn't that pretty?
Almost looks like he knows what he's doing, but I don't. That's pretty good.
Believe it or not, this is...
Take that off and let me have it.
Believe it or not, this is the first one I've ever done. Steve did the other ones. I just sat here and whined at him.
So when this goes in, if I can find the camera, it'll only cut so far. You can see how deep the flutes are on that. So it'll go in and physically stop. It will not go any further. Which makes it really good because how thick is the flange? Let me see that little Time-sert.
Time-sert it.
So you can see how there's a lip on it. It's flared out. That is what's going to... Let me get it to focus on this first.
Focus, grasshopper.
There we go. Probably too close. But you can see how the head, it's flared out. And when that goes in, you can see this one. It'll sit nice and flush. So there's nothing sticking up. Now.
Okay, so I put that little tool in there that Steve made. It's just got a point on the bottom. And the only reason we're using it, because we want that tap to go in straight. So see, we're going to get that tap to where it's in that hole. You know, he showed you that hole that was in there. It looks kind of cockeyed to me, but okay. And we don't want to put a lot of pressure, but just a little so we can make sure that tap...
Because once it starts, of course I can tell by the way his veins are popping out, he's pushing pretty hard. Once again, it's a tap.
That's not from pushing, that's just from being old. Alright, I'm going to put a little transmission fluid on that. Just because...
Help it cut.
That's what Steve said to do. And he builds guns, so I think he ought to know, maybe, what he's doing. Okay, there we go. And it's nice and pretty red, running all down the side of the motor. Okay, here we go.
Okay, if that's started, you can go ahead and lift up your thing, because once it's started, it'll tap straight.
So they say. Which in reality, we can get this out
Yeah, we
of here.
can pull the mag drill out of the way now.
Let's do that so they can see. Here, get it over here. Suck it down. Let me suck her down. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put a handle on it.
Because this is the last step. Once it's tapped, you're ready to screw the... and screwed the wrong side.
Okay.
On those handles like that, one side is fixed. If you unscrew it, everything falls apart. The other side, there you go.
We had trouble finding a handle that was, you know.
It'll go. Once you start screwing it down, it'll... There you go, see?
Okay. Now here we go. Then you just drive her like Miss Daisy. Right?
Except every now and then, like every quarter of a turn, you're supposed to back it up.
Okay.
To break everything loose.
We're backing up.
There you go. So you do like a quarter of a turn, stop, back it up. The last thing you want to do is bust a tap off in a hole. Because you just think an easy out's hard to get out.
Well,
the tap is hardened steel.
Not only is that the last thing you want to do, it's the first thing you don't want to do. Just saying, I'll just clear that up.
No, you're not turning up far enough. You'll see it, it'll get, there you go. See how you hit the secondary?
Kind of like an armchair quarterback.
Yeah, but if you're going to do it right, do it the best you can.
And if you don't do it right,
Call Louisiana Steve. I'll tell you how to do the damn thing right.
you blame it on the guy that was helping. Okay, we're getting there.
Yeah.
So it's really not a hard deal. You just want to make sure you keep everything centered, because... So, they're probably saying, well, why are you doing all the holes? Well, a lot of it's because I worry. And, you know, I've had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them stripped so far. So, you know, why not do them all? That's kind of what I'm saying. So we broke through, but I'm going to run her down a little further here. Just because it'll probably irritate Steve. Look at there. Okay. Now we can bring her out. Okay, let's blow that off. So now what we want to do,
You got to get brake cleaner.
is we want to make sure that hole's clean, because I want my Loctite to be able to... We use brake clean for everything.
Everything.
Okay.
Buy it by the case.
Now,
You need to clean this off with brake cleaner.
look how pretty that hole is.
The Time-sert.
Got nice new threads in there, huh?
Almost like a machine shop, except it costs a whole lot less. I guarantee a machine shop drilling and stuff, this little mag drill works pretty good. If you guys ever do any that's dirty now.
Whoopsie!
If you guys ever do any fabrication around the house and you have to drill into steel, man, it's worth its weight in gold. That thing will drill. You don't have to, carry it over to a drill press. You can just set it on there and clean everything up.
He is not sponsored by them.
No, in fact, I hate Amazon, but I don't like a lot of these Chinese things. And but it was $200. I said, what the heck? I ought to be able to drill a few holes in an engine block, and right now it's doing pretty good. Because it's all variable speed, so whatever you're drilling in, you can... And as reverse.
He seems to be impressed with it, I guess.
I mean, make sure I put it back and forward because he won't notice.
All right, there's the tool we're going to put that Time-sert in. You want to make sure, because we've used it, but if you're doing more than one, make sure the threads in that thing is clean. Could be a good thing.
And then you have to apply a little bit of oil to it.
And then just wipe it on your shirt. Your wife does the laundry, so. Okay, so we're going to put a little transmission fluid on this thingy. Get it in them threads.
And it doesn't have to be transmission fluid. Any lubricant other than like WD-40, you want something pretty thick.
So you can use Crisco.
And transmission fluid, most people don't realize, is just like 30 weight motor oil with some additives for cleaning and stuff. So.
See, this is kind of flared, so it's gonna, when you go to put it in, you're gonna think, uh-oh, wait a minute, it ain't fitting, but it is. Okay, so we got that on there.
Well, hold on a second, let's explain that. So the whole principle behind the Time-sert is that, I really didn't need to touch it, I was just gonna point.
Oh, jeez.
So, the Time-sert, when you put it in the hole, this end will flare out. That's what this tool is going to do. It's going to go in there If you look, it's not exactly perfectly round on the end. You're going to push it in there, and this end will flare out, and it seals into the hole. So the hole we just drilled, when you put it in there, it'll screw in pretty easy, and after you put that tool in there and run it down, it's going to flare the Time-sert out. And we are using red Loctite.
Red. And shake it.
Yep, you have to shake it. I didn't get that on camera,
That's
hopefully.
probably good. And don't be afraid of this stuff. Just whack it on there.
Yeah, because you're sealing this, you don't really want them to come back out. So, and that's one of the advantages of having a steel insert. Every time you pull head studs in and out, that's a cast block. You're wearing out the threads. And as many times as you pull this stuff apart, see how it's screwing in?
It's screwing in.
See now? You're flush. Now he's going to screw it down and expand it so it seals up in there.
It's expansion.
I'm not looking at you.
Okay.
There you go.
Alright, we're going to put our handle back on there so it looks like we know what we're doing. Okay, now we just twist that down in there. Twist it, twist it, twist it.
And it'll start getting tough, especially when you get down to the bottom. When you're holding that tool right there and you run your hand around it, you'll notice it's not round. It's actually like a triangle. So as it goes down, it's pushing it, it's expanding it out.
Even though it starts to get snug, you want to keep going because you want to go all the way through there. It's getting easy now.
There you go.
So that means we went through. Now we just back that out. And then, once you get that backed out, I'm going to show you the most important step to doing this that you don't want to forget because it can mess everything up.
Yeah. Remember, that's red Loctite, which means most of it will become permanent if you don't
wipe that
clean it off.
$2, there it is. Look at that.
Let's look to see what kind
Man,
of job Doug did.
You would think I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, pretty darn impressive.
So then we take our marker and we say, done.
Yep.
Okay, so we don't have no more Time-serts, but we're going to do all of them. So what we're going to do, and you don't have to watch because now you know how to do it, is we're going to go ahead and drill all these holes.
Drill and tap.
Get them all ready, so when the Time-serts come in, all we got to do is and it's done.
Do what? Yep. So we're gonna let y'all go for a second, and
then
we'll finish
may
doing
go
all
ahead
of these. We got 32 holes to drill. Actually, we've done 3, so not a whole lot, but we'll get done with it. And
then when we're done, we're going to rebuild the whole motor.
Yes, we are.
And when I'm talking about rebuild, I'm talking about
he spray paints. Whenever he rebuilds something, it'll be a different color. Yeah, it's brand new.
Brand new. Lost the receipts.
There you go.
That's it. I hope you learned something on that. If you didn't, leave a comment. Or leave a comment, let us know what you like. Time-sert, helicoil, whatever.
Or if you want to leave a comment saying Louisiana Steve didn't shake the camera as much as Doug does when he starts flashing back and forth, making you want to get motion sickness and throw up and stuff.
Flashbacks from hanging out with you. Alright, so anyhow, that's Doug and Louisiana Steve for Rusted Wrench Garage. Hey, subscribe. It doesn't cost a penny, I promise. All you got to do is hit a button. And then when we come on with the next video, all it's going to do is notify you, say, hey, they did something again. Alright.
With a broken heart clutch. Fix it or leave it. This place don't cheat it. Rusty wrench.